Hello and welcome to section 1 of our next unit, What is Matter? So these first few slides you don't have to write anything. I will tell you and there will be a little note on the screen for when I do need you to write something down. Okay, so let's get going. Please go to the next slide. There we go. Okay, so take a second, you can pause the video, describe this object. Here are some ideas to write about. Move on. Next object. You can pause me if you need to. Now take a minute or two. List anything that you have in common with these two objects. You can pause me if you need to. Okay. Hopefully you came to the conclusion that the brick, the sandwich, and you all take up space, you all weigh something, you have a mass of some sort, and so you're all made of matter. That is the point. And this is a funny little joke from my buddy Einstein here. You're living, you occupy space, you have mass, you matter. And so that's actually a vocab term we'll come across here in a couple minutes. Side note, the very sciencey part of me needs to let you know something does not need to be living to have matter. For example, a rock. It's not living. It does have matter. It takes up space and it weighs, it probably weighs a couple pounds. Okay? So it definitely does have matter. Alrighty, moving on. So yes, you're going to want to write these terms down. Pause me if you need to. So 4 terms here. Matter is anything that has mass and takes up space. So everything from an atom and the teeny tiny particles that make it up, like protons, neutrons, electrons, and even the smaller particles that make up those all have matter, all the way up to buildings, airplanes, planets, stars, all of those things have matter. Okay? Volume specifically is not related to sound this time. We're talking about the amount of space an object takes up. You've calculated this before with length, width, and height. There are ways to find the volume of an irregular object like this weird looking fossil rock. Okay? And we're going to do that once we come back to school. For mass, that's the amount of matter an object is made of. And remember, we use grams or kilograms or milligrams, something along those lines, to measure that. And lastly, weight. Remember, mass and weight are different. Your weight depends on what planet you're on. So if you weigh 100 pounds here on Earth, you're only going to weigh roughly 21, 22 pounds on the moon. But remember, the SI unit for that is newtons. That's just simply a reminder. Okay, moving on. Our main topic for today is the idea of scientific properties. And these are simply attributes or qualities of an object or a substance. So kind of think back to the cement block from the very first slide. What are some properties of that object? Okay, it's very heavy, so it can be used to weigh things down. It can be used to build. Has a rough texture, things like that. So the qualities of an object that make it useful or not useful for a certain purpose, those are its properties. So the basic idea here is we have physical and chemical properties, and we can use these to tell the difference between two very similar substances. For example, to the naked eye, salt and sugar look almost exactly the same. They do taste quite different, but if you didn't want to taste, there are other ways to tell them apart. For example, salt melts at 801 degrees Celsius, while sugar melts at just 186 degrees Celsius. So you could heat them both. Whichever one melts first is the sugar. I'll leave you to guess which is which here. Yes, you should write all these down. Okay? Physical properties. We're just focusing on physical properties right now. These are those that can be observed without changing the substance. Okay? So I have several properties listed. This is by no means a complete list. There are probably others out there, but these are the main ones. Actually, another one just came to mind. But the shape, size, color, obviously that's just its appearance, but it is a physical property. Conductivity, the ability to conduct electricity or heat. Not every substance has that property, right? So metals, are very good at conducting heat and electricity. Your hoodie is not it's not a great conductor, right? It's more of an insulator. The state, so solid, liquid, gas, or plasma, that is actually our next chapter. We're going to be diving into that in much more detail. The density, we'll be doing a lab on this when you return in a couple weeks. Okay, I'm excited. It does involve candy. But that's how much mass per unit volume. And the best way to explain that is to think about, so I have a rock here, okay, and it's going to have a certain amount of mass, right? Now, imagine an equal-sized, I didn't think ahead, an equal-sized marshmallow. Which one is going to have more mass for the same amount of, even though it's taking up the same amount of space? This one's definitely going to have more mass. If I were to drop it on my foot, this would hurt way more than a little marshmallow, right? Because it has more mass in the same amount of volume. Don't worry about that if it's confusing. We will get into that later on. Malleability. I kind of just love that word. This is the ability to be shaped into a sheet. So like tinfoil or the side of a car. So obviously this is more of a property that goes along with metals. Ductility. I have a sad little stretched out paper clip. But the ability to be pulled into a wire, the property is called ductility. You would say it is ductile. So copper is very ductile. Bonus points for copper, it's also conductive. So obviously metals have certain properties that we take advantage of so we can have electricity. Okay? And the last one on this list is solubility, the ability to dissolve. So look at sol and dissolve. Link those two in your brain. It can either dissolve in water or not. So you know some things that dissolve in water, like sugar and salt, and things that do not, like a stapler or a nasty paperclip. Okay? There are more, for example, melting point, boiling point, the temperature at which things melt or boil would also be considered physical properties. I don't want to make the list too long for you. Your assignment, I know I kind of babbled on this video. This is a live link, okay? Click here. You can get this in Google Classroom. It'll go straight to your textbook reading over this topic. There are 3 questions at the end. I just want you to answer those in your notebook. I will grade your notebooks later on this quarter, so you don't need to turn anything in online. Easy peasy way to start the quarter and semester. So let's not get behind. Let's stay on top of things, okay? And with that, that is the end of section 1. All right, we'll see you later.